So I was relatively new on the West Jordan City Council, and one Wednesday night we had this gentleman approach the microphone to speak to the council. I'm up on the stand with six other council members, and he comes up. Very first thing out of his mouth is, "What on earth are you people thinking?" And I think all of us have been in his shoes probably more than once, looking at our representatives, wondering what on earth is going through their mind. After that meeting, I went back and I wanted to make sure that the people I represent had a good idea of how my mind worked and what my thought process is. So I tried to write out the things that I try to consider before voting on any sort of legislation. So I wanted to share a couple of those questions with you here. So the first question I would ask is whether this is addressing an actual problem or if it's just somebody trying to make a point. Good policy should focus on actual problems that affect people's lives and try and make their lives better. We need to be incredibly cautious of bills that are directed at maybe an unsubstantiated anecdote or those that are intended to send a message rather than build our communities. Second question, this is a fun one. Are we sure government's the answer? Just because there's a problem doesn't necessarily mean government has to fix it. We have families, we have communities, we have private sector, we have nonprofits. We need to be really careful and make sure the bar is met before we try to resort to government as the answer. Next, do we really understand the root cause? Most of the easy problems have been solved already, and the issues that government tends to tackle are usually complicated and interconnected and often have to do with juggling the rights of different individuals, and it's complicated. Sometimes the most responsible thing to do is just slow down, gather more information, and make sure we really understand the cause and not just the symptoms before we start legislating. So hopefully when you see a bill come up and you wonder what on earth are they thinking, well, now you've got an idea of a couple of the questions that run through my mind.